Why play Jayce Top? Well, he deals tons of damage. His poke is incredible, he can bully a lot of melee top laners, and he shreds through towers with ease. However, he's incredibly mana hungry, especially in the early game, and he can struggle from behind, not having the damage to be impactful. Jayce's passive is he doesn't have an ultimate. Instead, his R key changes him between melee form and ranged form, and whenever he swaps between the two, he gains a short burst of movement speed. In ranged form, Jayce's Q is a straight line skill shot which deals damage to the first target hit. Jayce's W is an auto-attack reset, which causes his next 3 attacks to come out with massively increased attack speed. Jayce's E places down a gate, which him and all of his allies can move through to gain increased movement speed. If Jayce fires his Q through this gate, it becomes supercharged, where it gains increased damage, speed, range, and explosion radius. And while ranged, Jayce's R will change him to melee form, where he gains increased attack damage, armor, and magic resist, and empowers his next basic attack to deal bonus damage. In melee form, Jayce's Q is a point-and-click ability which leaps into the target and deals damage in a circle around that target as well as slowing them. Jayce's W has a passive where his basic attacks in melee form restore mana on hit. The active creates a circle around him which damages nearby enemies. Jayce's E is a point-and-click ability which deals damage to the target and knocks them back. And Jayce's R, while in melee form, causes him to become ranged, and his next attack will reduce the target's armor and magic resist. For combos, start with Q and then empower it with E. Attack into W and then transform and jump in with your melee Q. Activate W and then spam out your 3 quick attacks into your E before attacking away. For matchups, Jayce is amazing into champions where if they do engage on him, he can knock them away and then zone them. But he can struggle into champions that if they get on him will stay on him. For runes, take this. Phase Rush gives you everything you need to kite and outplay your opponents. For build order, start Blade and Pot and then get an early tier into an Eclipse and tier 2 boots. After this, complete your Mura mana and get an opportunity before finishing your build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then E then W before maxing Q then W then E. You don't have an ultimate, so each of these can be leveled up to 6 times. For summoner spells, take Flash and Teleport. Starting the game as a top laner, your main focus will always be on farming hard to scale well. However, you're also amazing at bullying your opponent. Not only are you a ranged top laner where you can just shoot them if you want to, but if you do have the mana for it, you have access to 6 abilities where your opponent for the first 5 levels only has access to 3. This means a full trade where you get all 6 abilities off is simply an insane amount of damage. And by finishing with your melee form E, you can either knock your opponent into danger or simply use it to disengage. However, when you do hit level 6, as you don't get a massive power spike, you do have to be careful into some matchups. Entering the mid game, you want to take your tower as soon as possible. From here, push your wave as far as you can safely, and then split push for pressure or group up with your team. Entering late game team fights, before the fight even starts, you want to be poking away. Landing an empowered Q onto one of their backliners at this point in the game will deal well over half their health. And when the fight starts, put out damage into their front line and look for opportunities to jump onto a carry. And that's how to play Jayce Top. If this video helped you, leave a like and comment below who you want to see next.